Analyzing the classification of conductors connecting a photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the line side of a service disconnect. The key question is whether these conductors should be considered feeders or service entrance conductors, and how to address them according to the National Electrical Code, specifically the 2017 edition. The situation involves a proposed 56 kilowatt photovoltaic system to be installed on a mini storage facility. The photovoltaic alternating current disconnect is located approximately 12 feet from and in the same room as the service disconnect. The primary task is to determine the correct classification for the conductors that connect the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the line side of the service disconnect. Understanding this classification is critical for ensuring compliance with the National Electrical Code. Let's start by examining the definition of service entrance conductors according to the National Electrical Code. Service entrance conductors are defined as the conductors between the service point and the service disconnecting means. The service point is typically where the utility company's infrastructure connects to the building's wiring system. In this specific scenario, the conductors that connect the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the service disconnect are not directly connected to the service point. These conductors are used to connect the photovoltaic system to the service disconnect, not to supply the entire building directly from the utility service. Therefore, based on the National Electrical Code definition, they cannot be considered service entrance conductors. Now let's explore the concept of feeders and taps within the context of the National Electrical Code. A feeder is defined as a circuit conductor between the service equipment, or the source of a separately derived system, and the final branch circuit overcurrent device. A tap conductor, on the other hand, is a conductor that connects to a feeder and supplies power to a specific load or device. In this situation, the conductors in question supply power from the photovoltaic system to the service disconnect. The photovoltaic system acts as a separate source of power independent from the utility service. These conductors do not supply the entire building load, but rather a specific portion of it generated by the photovoltaic system. Considering these factors, the conductors connecting the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the service disconnect are best classified as feeders. This classification is crucial because it determines which National Electrical Code requirements apply to the installation and sizing of these conductors. Now let's delve into the tap rule, as specified in the National Electrical Code section 240.21b3, and its relevance to this specific situation. The tap rule provides guidelines for sizing and protecting tap conductors, which are conductors that branch off from a larger feeder. According to National Electrical Code 240.21b3, tap conductors must meet specific requirements to ensure they are adequately protected against overcurrents. These requirements include limitations on the length of the tap conductors, their ampacity relative to the feeder conductors, and the type of overcurrent protection provided. Specifically, National Electrical Code 240.21b3 outlines several conditions under which tap conductors are permitted without requiring overcurrent protection at the tap point. One common provision allows tap conductors to be up to 10 feet long, provided they are protected from physical damage and their ampacity is not less than 1/10 of the ampacity of the overcurrent device protecting the feeder. Another provision allows tap conductors to be up to 25 feet long under specific conditions, including being protected from physical damage and having an ampacity not less than 1/3 of the ampacity of the feeder conductors. In the context of the 56 kilowatt photovoltaic system installation, the tap rule applies to the conductors connecting the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the service disconnect. Because these conductors are classified as feeders, they must comply with the requirements outlined in National Electrical Code 240.21b3. This means that the conductors must be sized appropriately based on the ampacity of the service entrance conductors, and they must be protected against overcurrents in accordance with the tap rule provisions. To ensure compliance with the tap rule, the conductors must be sized to carry the load of the photovoltaic system, which is 56 kilowatts. Based on a typical system voltage of 240 volts or 208 volts, the current can be calculated using the formula power equals voltage times current. For a 56 kilowatt system at 240 volts, the current is approximately 233 amps. For a 56 kilowatt system at 208 volts, the current is approximately 269 amps. Therefore, the conductors must be sized to handle at least this amount of current. Additionally, the tap rule requires that the ampacity of the tap conductors be at least 1/3 of the ampacity of the overcurrent device protecting the feeder. In this case, the service entrance conductors are rated for 1200 amps, so the tap conductors must have an ampacity of at least 400 amps, 1/3 of 1200 amps. The information provided states that 3/0 American wire gauge THHN conductors are proposed for this installation. According to the National Electrical Code, 3/0 American wire gauge THHN conductors have an ampacity of 200 amps under typical installation conditions. While these conductors may be sufficient to carry the load of the photovoltaic system, they do not meet the requirement of having an ampacity of at least 1/3 of the ampacity of the service entrance conductors. Therefore, the proposed conductor size may not be in compliance with the tap rule. In summary, the conductors connecting the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the service disconnect should be classified as feeders and must comply with the tap rule in National Electrical Code 240.21b3. While the proposed 3/0 American wire gauge THHN conductors may be adequate to carry the load of the photovoltaic system, they may not meet the requirement of having an ampacity of at least 1/3 of the ampacity of the service entrance conductors. It is recommended to review the conductor sizing and overcurrent protection scheme to ensure full compliance with the National Electrical Code. Therefore, to summarize the key points, firstly, the conductors connecting the photovoltaic alternating current disconnect to the service disconnect are classified as feeders, not service entrance conductors. Secondly, the tap rule in National Electrical Code 240.21b3 applies to these conductors, requiring them to be sized and protected in accordance with its provisions. Thirdly, the proposed 3/0 American wire gauge THHN conductors may not meet the requirement of having an ampacity of at least 1/3 of the ampacity of the service entrance conductors, necessitating a review of the conductor sizing. By adhering to these guidelines, the installation can be ensured to meet the requirements of the National Electrical Code, providing a safe and reliable electrical system. It's important to always consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and local amendments to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. In addition to the tap rule, it is also important to consider other relevant National Electrical Code requirements for photovoltaic system installations. These requirements cover topics such as grounding, overcurrent protection, disconnect means, and wiring methods. Grounding is critical for photovoltaic systems to ensure safety and minimize the risk of electrical shock. The National Electrical Code specifies requirements for grounding the photovoltaic array, equipment, and conductors. These requirements are designed to provide a low impedance path for fault currents, which helps to protect people and equipment from electrical hazards. Overcurrent protection is another important aspect of photovoltaic system installations. The National Electrical Code requires overcurrent protection devices to be installed in photovoltaic systems to protect against overloads and short circuits. These devices are typically fuses or circuit breakers, and they must be sized appropriately to protect the conductors and equipment in the system. Disconnect means are required for photovoltaic systems to allow for safe isolation of the system for maintenance or emergency purposes. The National Electrical Code specifies the types of disconnect means that are required and their location within the system. Wiring methods are also important to consider for photovoltaic system installations. The National Electrical Code specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for use in photovoltaic systems, and these methods must be appropriate for the environment in which the system is installed. For example, wiring methods used outdoors must be suitable for wet locations and exposure to sunlight. In addition to the National Electrical Code, local codes and regulations may also apply to photovoltaic system installations. It is important to check with the local authorities to determine what codes and regulations are in effect in the specific location where the system is being installed. These codes and regulations may include requirements for permitting inspections and specific installation practices. Ensuring compliance with all applicable codes and regulations is essential for the safe and reliable operation of a photovoltaic system. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in fines, delays, or even the shutdown of the system. Therefore, it is important to work with qualified professionals who are knowledgeable about the National Electrical Code and local codes and regulations. These professionals can help to ensure that the system is installed in accordance with all applicable requirements, providing peace of mind and a safe and reliable electrical system. Furthermore, the specific requirements for conductor sizing and overcurrent protection can vary depending on the type of photovoltaic system being installed. For example, grid-tied systems, which are connected to the utility grid, have different requirements than off-grid systems, which are not connected to the utility grid. Grid-tied systems must comply with the requirements of the utility company, which may have specific requirements for conductor sizing and overcurrent protection. Off-grid systems, on the other hand, must be designed to operate independently of the utility grid, and they may have different requirements for conductor sizing and overcurrent protection. Therefore, it is important to carefully consider the type of photovoltaic system being installed when determining the appropriate conductor sizing and overcurrent protection. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or photovoltaic system designer can help to ensure that the system is designed and installed in accordance with all applicable requirements. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems. Photovoltaic systems can generate high voltages and currents, which can be dangerous if not handled properly. Always follow safe work practices and wear appropriate personal protective equipment when working with photovoltaic systems. This includes wearing gloves, safety glasses, and insulated tools. Also, be sure to de-energize the system before working on it, and follow proper lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental re-energization. By following these safety precautions, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock and other hazards. In addition to the technical aspects of photovoltaic system installations, it is also important to consider the economic and environmental benefits of solar energy. Photovoltaic systems can provide significant cost savings by reducing or eliminating electricity bills. They can also help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote energy independence. As the cost of solar energy continues to decline, photovoltaic systems are becoming increasingly affordable and accessible to homeowners and businesses. Government incentives, such as tax credits and rebates, can also help to reduce the cost of photovoltaic systems. By investing in solar energy, individuals and organizations can contribute to a cleaner and more sustainable energy future. In conclusion, understanding the National Electrical Code requirements for photovoltaic system installations is essential for ensuring safety, reliability, and compliance with regulations. By properly classifying conductors, sizing them appropriately, and providing adequate overcurrent protection, you can help to create a safe and efficient photovoltaic system. Always consult with qualified professionals and follow safe work practices when working with electrical systems. And remember to consider the economic and environmental benefits of solar energy as you plan your photovoltaic system installation. The specific interpretation and application of the National Electrical Code can sometimes be complex and may vary depending on local jurisdictions and interpretations by electrical inspectors. It is always advisable to consult with local electrical inspectors or qualified electrical engineers to obtain specific guidance on the proper application of the National Electrical Code in a particular situation. Their expertise and local knowledge can help ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements and is performed safely and correctly. Moreover, continuous education and staying updated with the latest revisions and amendments to the National Electrical Code are crucial for anyone involved in the design, installation, and inspection of electrical systems, including photovoltaic systems. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, with new technologies, materials, and installation practices emerging regularly. By staying informed about these changes, electrical professionals can ensure that their work is in compliance with the latest standards and best practices. There are numerous resources available for continuing education in the electrical field, including industry conferences, workshops, online courses, and publications. Taking advantage of these resources can help electrical professionals to maintain their skills and knowledge and to provide the highest quality service to their clients. Furthermore, the design and installation of photovoltaic systems often require a multidisciplinary approach, involving collaboration between electrical engineers, solar panel installers, roofing contractors, and other professionals. Effective communication and coordination among these professionals are essential for ensuring that the system is properly integrated into the building's electrical and structural systems. A clear understanding of each professional's responsibilities and expertise can help to prevent misunderstandings and ensure that the project is completed successfully. In addition to the technical aspects of photovoltaic system installations, it is also important to consider the aesthetic impact of the system on the building and the surrounding environment. Solar panels can be quite visible, and their appearance can affect the overall look of the building. Therefore, it is important to carefully consider the placement and orientation of the solar panels to minimize their visual impact. There are also a variety of solar panel designs and colors available, which can help to blend the panels into the building's architecture. By paying attention to the aesthetic aspects of photovoltaic system installations, it is possible to create a system that is both functional and visually appealing. Moreover, the long-term performance and reliability of a photovoltaic system depend on proper maintenance and monitoring. Regular inspections and maintenance can help to identify and address any potential problems before they become serious. This includes checking the solar panels for damage or debris, inspecting the wiring and connections for corrosion or loose connections, and monitoring the system's performance to ensure that it is operating as expected. By implementing a comprehensive maintenance program, photovoltaic system owners can maximize the lifespan and energy production of their system. In summary, designing, installing, and maintaining photovoltaic systems require a thorough understanding of the National Electrical Code, local codes and regulations, and best practices for electrical safety. By consulting with qualified professionals, staying updated with the latest industry developments, and prioritizing safety, you can ensure that your photovoltaic system is a safe, reliable, and cost-effective source of renewable energy. Moreover, it is crucial to recognize that the information provided here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with qualified electrical professionals and local authorities to ensure compliance with all applicable codes, regulations, and safety standards before undertaking any electrical work, including the design, installation, or modification of photovoltaic systems. Their expertise and guidance are essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of your electrical system.